how many books were you wanting to get out today? 5 books. Okay, well, unfortunately, your card only allows 2 books. Do you have a proof of address so that I can upgrade your account? You do? Yeah. Okay, I'll just take that. Great. Yeah, bank statement's definitely the easiest way to do that. I'm just going to pop your information into the system, okay? And can I have your phone number, please? This is just for any late fees. I'm sure they won't accrue, but just in case, it gives you a fair chance to not be charged. Okay. Yep. Great, thank you. Now I was just wondering if I could have your surname as well. Great. Amazing. So now your account has been upgraded and you can take out up to 12 books rather than just 2, which is of course much better. It saves you, although we love having you come to the library, it saves you going back every couple of days if you're a very keen reader like I am. So now that your account's upgraded, do you want me to check out your books for you? Yeah, great. So the first book we have is The Virgin Suicides, and this is by Jeffrey Eugenides. Have you watched the film? No. That's good. I always find that reading the book first gives you a better chance at imagining things for yourself. I read this book and I think it's amazing. So I'm sure that you'll feel the same. The cover's very eye-catching, isn't it? It's kind of like a retro feel to it. The spine hasn't been broken on this book, so that's quite rare to find in a library, I feel, and there's been no dog ears, so it's essentially like new. I wish more people came to the library. So I'm just going to put this through the scanner, okay? Perfect. I'll pop this to the side. Alright, the next book we have is The Carharlan Army, and this is by Sarah Hall. The Carharlan Army by Sarah Hall. This book's slightly older, as you can see, but it's still got lots of life left in it. It says, Jackie and a group of fellow rebel women have escaped the authorities' repressive regime, forming a militia in the far north of Cumbria. Sister, brought to breaking point by the restrictions imposed on her own life, decides to join them. Though her journey is frightening and dangerous, she believes her struggle will soon be over. But Jackie's single-minded vision for the army means that Sister must decide all over again what freedom is and whether she is willing to fight for it. Have you ever been to Cumbria? It's very beautiful. I think everybody should go there. But you definitely have to take a pair of hiking boots with you. This book is practically like new as well, which is amazing. It definitely has that. Do you want to smell? Yeah. Oh, nothing beats that smell, does it? A nice new book. Have you read this before? You have, yeah. Sometimes there's nothing better than a classic. It always reminds me of bedtime stories, being a child, so maybe you could read it before bed. Every night when the world is sleeping, big, gruesome giants guzzle up wopsy, whiffling human beings, and there's only one giant who can stop them. BFG. He's the kindest giant there is, and with his friend Sophie in his top pocket, he sets out to rid the world of the blood bottler, the flesh lump eater, and all their rotsome friends forever. You can see the BFG with his big ears. The illustrations are just amazing in this book. Oh, definitely. Take some time to look at them while you're reading them, because they make the book 10 times better, I feel. But we won't spoil it. Spoil it for you. It's the first time reading a Roald Dahl book. It's always a fun experience. So let's set that to the side with the others. Next, we have quite a big book here. Quite a floppy book. This is called 1Q84. This is by Murakami. It's so big because it consists of books 1 and 2 of a little mini-series. Oops. Oh, we can see here that someone's annotated the book, but kindly they've only done it in post-it notes. That's nice. Would you like me to take them out for you? No? Okay. Yeah, you're like me, you like seeing other people in the books you read. I think they're just definitions of words. So maybe that's quite nice. This one says delineated, which means to describe or portray something precisely. It is normally used in the past participle. Sapiens. A brief history of humankind. This book is by Yuval Noah Harari. And it is a New York Times bestseller. This book is kind of a combination between a hardback book, and a paperback, where the cover and the spine are not quite hard, I suppose. They're more flexible. See? Flexible. And I always think it's nice when you're reading a book to not feel worried about breaking it. Because I like to read in a variety of places. In the bath, in the park, on the train, in cafes and restaurants, and cafes and restaurants, and cafes and restaurants, and cafes and restaurants. Of course, when we're borrowing library books, we don't want to ruin them for the next person. But a library book should be sturdy. Oh, we have a bookmark in this one as well. Bookmark. Are you the kind of person that uses bookmarks? Or do you dog-ear your pages? I won't judge because I do both. I like the design. It's got a little fingerprint, a little DNA print dotting the eye. Barack Obama says, interesting and provocative. It gives you a sense of perspective on how briefly we've been on this earth, how short things like agriculture and science have been around, and why it makes sense for us to not take them for granted. The New York Times says, it is beautifully written and so easy to understand. This book also contains illustrations and diagrams. And with non-fiction books, especially science books, I think that's really helpful and interesting. like the same books? Would you like to be put down? Yeah, that's amazing. Great. Let me just get my pen and paper, okay? As you can see, I've got stains all over my hands from this red marker. But that just proves how many people are wanting to sign up. Okay. So, sorry to ask, but could you please remind me of your first name spelling? Is that an E or an I? An I, okay. It's a beautiful name. And your last name? Great. And would you like to attend the first book club? It's in a week. You're gonna give it a week, okay? That's totally fine. Especially considering